everybody. Oh, this is gonna be the one to cause riots. You know, I could say that Total Recall is dated. I could say that Titanic is the most perfect movie you could see and it should be used to teach filmmaking. And I could say Hellraiser is shit. And you know what? People would disagree with me. People would pass comment. People would dislike the video. But nobody would cause the riots that I know will happen if I do not say the exact same decision on this film as everybody else. It can only be 1993's Super Mario Brothers, starring Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Samantha Mathis and Dennis Hopper, etc. And you know what? To get the real feel from my history with this movie. So, I got my first ever computer console in about 1987, 1988. So I would have been about 7, and it was a Nintendo Entertainment System, which came with Super Mario Bros. 1 and Duck Hunt on the same cartridge with the light zapper, etc. And oh my god, I played the hell out of those games. I mean, I cannot, even my little kid sister, who's 3.5 years younger than me, I mean, as she grew up, she played it as well and kind of grew up with the games with me. I mean, she, a few years later, got a Sega Master System, which she played on herself. But Mario was my game. And, Mario 2 came out, Mario 3. Mario 3 was the most perfect game I could have ever wished for. So, when a movie was announced for my favouriteest game in the whole wide world, when I was about 12, I could have not got to that cinema any quicker if I tried. I was begging my mum for a week to take me. I didn't get to the first showing, but I made sure my mum take me ASAP. And I remember seeing some of the news articles about it and reviews, but that was one of my first movies that I remember requesting to go see. Not one that my mum took me and my sister because we were kids and it was easy to go take us see a Disney film or something. That was one of the first things I just remember demanding to see. And I remember that I enjoyed it as a kid. I recognised the fact that it was not like my games, and it kind of confused me. But it was interesting to see live action versions, a live action interpretation. So I've watched this many times over the years since, and I normally put it on at kind of silly hour, so I'm kind of happy to just watch about anything. So, but I'm aware, as I've grown older, of the bad reviews, etc. But watching this now, renews my belief that if I was more focused on doing more mainstream films, reviews-wise, like in-depth review-wise, this would be one of those films that I would happily pull apart from limb to limb. I would comment on everything, not only from a Mario Brothers fan standpoint, but also just as a movie-going fan. So, anyway, that's a long introduction, but I feel that it's necessary to kind of back any thoughts I have on this movie up regarding my history. I'm not just somebody who's like seen the reviews and then gone, actually, you know what, this is a shit movie, or oh wow, I really love this. It's whatever. I have a history with this movie, kind of like, you know, stuff with the X-Files and that. It's that kind of passion for me. Even though I do agree with the game theory episode saying that Mario is a bloody mental nutcase. Anyway, so yes. Just God, this movie. Seriously, it's an hour and 40 minutes long. Just over that if you include the credits. And it lies to you from the beginning, because as the production company comes up on the screen, they play an 8-bit kind of Mario theme, which makes you think, great, this is going to really be awesome! And then through the rest of the movie, it's a score by Alan Silvestri, who is a beyond accomplished composer. But this whole soundtrack sounds like something out of Home Alone. All the action scene music is essentially the same, with this kind of horns, kind of do a singy song. And I guess that kind of is to appeal to the kids, but it does feel like that kind of comedy kids film, kind of like I say, Home Alone. It just makes me immediately think of Home Alone, or even Beethoven. That's the one. Yeah, Beethoven as well. It's that kind of silliness, kind of bounciness. So that's the first thing. And then you open with this bizarre cartoon thing of like dinosaurs who are clearly stoned. Going, oh, everything's awesome. Maybe they're from the Lego movie. And then it cuts to like this shot of of a forest, some random forest, I don't know, in bloody Vancouver for all I know. And then changes from the cartoon to crossfades to like live action and goes Brooklyn, however many million years ago. And then cuts to something else. And I'm like, well, that was completely pointless. And I realise I'm kind of skipping ahead onto the complaining bits without describing what this actually is. And I'm sorry for that. I got lost in my description. Basically, at least in this version, two plumber brothers, who for some reason have the surname Mario, which unfortunately has been taken as a gospel fact for the game stories, but actually isn't. They're plumbers, and they, Mario and Luigi, obviously, and Luigi spots this girl who he falls for, and it turns out she's special, and as is always the way, and she's from an alternate universe where lizards have evolved into their own version of humans. And she gets kidnapped because she is special, of course, and the brothers chase after her and try to save her from this movie's version of essentially the Mushroom Kingdom, which is bizarrely inhabited by like people that are part insect and part lizard, and completely bizarre. So I could go through, I could look at this and complain about it as a Mario fan. I mean, for a start off, there's what the fuck happened to the Goomba designs in the games. Goombas are these things with like big heads, like triangular shaped heads, and little bodies and little feet, and in this movie they make them into tiny headed beings with these huge square like bodies that I don't even get. I don't understand. Their idea is that they've devolved these people into what they call Goombas, and I don't even know what the hell it's been de-evolved into. so there's the Goombas. There's Yoshi, who they kind of tried with. I assume it's Frank Welker doing the sound for Yoshi. It does kind of sound like Yoshi in that some of the growls and that kind of sound a little bit Yoshi-ish. But for the most part, so Yoshi's just this little dinosaur who's apparently the royal pet, but he's been chained up. And there are times when he sounds like Yoshi, like I say, but at no point does he excitedly exclaim, "Bumhole!" So that was disappointing. But there is a part where this evil woman, Lena, who is married or girlfriend to the big bad boss, King Koopa. Yeah, no, he's not called Bowser at any point, I don't think. So Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, she, I've lost track of what I was saying. I'm sorry. She goes to kill this woman, Daisy, and Yoshi protects her and flicks out his tongue to grab hold of the evil woman's ankle. Now, I assume that whoever made this movie was told, oh, well, Yoshi, his main thing is that he flicks out his tongue and he sucks things into his mouth, and they kind of use that. And it's an observation I guess they try to use, but it feels really underplayed, and Yoshi as a whole is really badly used, which is really sad, because Yoshi's like my favourite character, so that's gutting. There's Koopa. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Koopa is a big bad turtle, and who runs his own little land. And please forgive me if I've got that wrong. It's late at night, so and in this he's apparently been evolved into a human from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And of course he's mad on stealing the princess. And you know what? Through all this, bizarrely, I can imagine Dennis Hopper playing, if this movie was properly made, I can imagine him playing Koopa. I don't know why, I can kind of see it in him. And I don't know if it's the way he's got his hair done in this movie or what, but I can just see it. So, but he's really bizarrely presented. And what even more baffles me about this movie is how the centre is on Daisy, who is Princess Daisy, who is Luigi's girlfriend. And I know as a kid, I was baffled. I didn't really know Daisy then, except for I think I knew her by then, but from the Game Boy Super Mario game. But yeah, no. For me, the princess was Princess Toadstool, Princess Peach. And she's not in this at all. And yet everything about the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff like that, and Toad and whatnot, the idea of like Toad being referenced as a loyal royal subject, etc., which again is kind of a reference to the game, so kind of kudos for that, is why it's all focused on Daisy. Because like I say, I only knew Princess Peach. Now, today, you know, I absolutely hate Peach. So part of me is glad that this movie does not circle around her. But it is a bit off-putting when kind of Luigi it's his love interest, considering how much in the general throw of things Luigi and Daisy are kind of underplayed when Mario is the big like honcho kind of thing. So there's that, which always baffled me. And then there's the big white elephant in the room. Mario and Luigi themselves, the Plumber Brothers. Okay, so in the games, they are twins. One's fat, one's thin. The thin one wears green and blue. The fat one wears red and blue. That's it. They look pretty much the same. They've got slightly different groomed moustaches. Other than that, quite similar. In this movie, we have the very white, very British Bob Hoskins as Mario, and we have the South American tanned John Leguizamo, with no moustache. So Luigi doesn't even have a moustache in this. And it is so... There is a significant age difference between them in this. And that doesn't bother me so much. I mean, I guess they had to make it more obvious that Mario was the older brother. Although I would like to also point out, Mario actually has hair in the games. Not a huge bald spot. Not that there's anything wrong with bald spots, but I'm just saying, you know, hello, Mario has hair. So there are my main complaints, you know, among millions as a Mario fan. I think the only thing I kind of liked was the bomb that they use at the end, which for some reason was ridiculously tiny. I guess that's supposed to be a joke. But I did have an issue with the fuse and the way it walked around and that. But generally, because bombs were always my... Other than the Hammer Brothers, the bombs always pissed me off. So, that's one of those things that still, you know, kind of... I didn't mind. They tried at one point to use things that looked like bullet bills to use as cartridges in these, kind of rocket boots. And I didn't get the point of that. I felt bad for Bullet Bill, which actually he got off. Bullet Bill was well used in comparison to Thwomp, which was just written on the front of a building, and he's only seen for like half a second. And there's no booze to be seen anywhere, so they would have been awesome. But anyway, they are my main nitpicks as a Mario fan. As a moviegoer, oh, where do I start? There are so many, like, plot holes and bad scripting, and they tried to put this scientific spiel on this, you know, on a bloody game story. And it's one of those things that, I don't know. There was something that got to me while I was watching it, and I can't remember what it was now. It was something that I know is recurrent in a lot of the movie game adaptations. And I know it'll come to me after I've turned the camera off. But, point is, they keep trying to put a scientific spiel on it. And just the implausibilities of so much of it. I mean, and then, at one point, so they have this de-evolving gun, and Koopa he gets transported to the human world, and he shoots one of the humans with it, and who's kind of this mini boss, if you will, and he de-evolves into a monkey. And I'm not even kidding. All this crowd that stood there gasping at Koopa's turning up laugh at the guy that had been turned into a monkey. Now, I'm not being funny, but if somebody got turned into a monkey in front of me, I'm out of there. Bye. No looking back. Screaming my head off and just going, no. No, 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 no. And I'm not going to stand there. That's a monkey. I mean, I love monkeys. I love chimps. But no. If I thought that, you know, a human being had just been turned into one of these things. Although, it is funny, in that same scene, there's a very awkward moment where you see this shot of the Twin Towers merging into Cooper Tower, which is a ruined, crumbling couple of towers. And like I say, the Twin Towers image merges into this crumbling mess, and it's just like, awkward. I mean, obviously it wasn't back then, but now we're just like, it feels like it's conditioned in us to kind of have that reaction. But yeah, just there's so many plot holes, and it's just so stupid. And like I say, the music, and there are so many things. I've already rambled on about this for forever, and I'm sorry. But this movie is just so stupid and just frustrating, and I like it. I'm sorry. I'll hit myself now. I'll hit myself now for a long, long time, and I am so sorry. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't like it in that I'm sat there going, oh, this is an amazing piece of movie history. I'm not. Because I'm sat there going, wow, this is so fucking stupid. But I think that's it. It's mindless, kind of not helped by, like I said, the score, slapsticky stupidness. And if you're after something that you don't have to concentrate on, that doesn't have to make sense, it's just fun. And like I say, I guess, it feels like such sacrilege to say this, because like I said, on both scores, it's just wrong. But I just get, I guess it's that nostalgic charm. That's all I can put it down to. I guess because I had such a history with it, because I did enjoy it as a child, I think there's something in the back of my head that still wants to, kind of like Freddy as FR07, there's something about it, no matter how bad I know it is, there's something about it that doesn't mind me putting it on and just having it on in the background. Even if it's just for the score. I do like the score, just I don't think it works with the movie. But yeah, you know what? I mean, this is a parental guidance rating, but I think it wouldn't be too bad for your kids. I mean, not beyond, much younger than, say, 8. Because there is, you know, scary monsters that turned into goop and that. But there's no, like, real scariness. I don't think I remember being particularly scared when I saw it. So, it's for your kids. Really. But you know what? I enjoy this personally. If you enjoy it as well, don't feel ashamed, but please do acknowledge the fact that it's shit. So I can't recommend it. I don't recommend it because it's stupid, and as a Mario fan, it's just sacrilege. And it really guts me that they've not done anything to kind of fix the problem, if you will. But yeah, that was tonight's movie, folks, and I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to I can't give a realistic star to this. And like I say, I can't even recommend it. So that was tonight's movie, though. Super Mario Brothers. But hopefully tomorrow's movie will be better. But for now, this is Sketch, signing out.